God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "My beloved child, I thank you for the days when you remained steadfast, even when your soul was bleeding and your heart felt exhausted from waiting, because I know how difficult it was to keep believing when the silence felt too long and the answers did not come when you thought they should. I saw every gesture of love you offered when no one noticed, every time you chose to forgive while still wounded, every silent prayer you made when you thought no one was listening. I heard you. I felt you. I embraced you. When you believed that your pain had no value, I tell you, it watered seeds that are about to bloom, and the harvest that comes will not be able to be explained by human logic. Do you feel ready for a deep shift in your life and in the lives of those you love? Sometimes, all we need is one small step of faith to open doors of abundance, peace, and blessings that I have already reserved for you. A simple 1-minute prayer can become the beginning of a spiritual journey that transforms your inner world and reflects outwardly. If you desire to attract more light, balance, and prosperity, spiritual and material, click the link fixed in the first comment. There, you will find a simple practice, guided with love, to help you connect more deeply with my presence in your life. You were being shaped by my hands, not by the rush of the world, and I was keeping you in places your eyes could not see. Remember what is written, "In my distress I called to the Lord, and He answered me," Jonah chapter 2 verse 2. Just as I heard Jonah in the depths, I heard you in your silent nights. There are treasures I am about to release, paths I will open before you, miracles that will be born from your perseverance when no one was watching. Everything you lived was not a waste, it was construction. My Holy Spirit molded you on the days when you did not even know I was working within you, and now I tell you, remain firm, because what I have prepared will be greater than anything you have lost. My child, you believed in me when your world seemed to collapse, when the ground opened beneath your feet and hope felt like a fragile flame against the winds of pain, and yet you protected it with trembling hands. You offered words of comfort when your own heart needed healing, and I was there, seeing every seed you planted in the invisible. I saw you lifting others while you yourself wanted to give up, and that was precious to me, because it reveals the truth of who you are and the depth of the love I placed within you. These things do not go unnoticed, for I see what no one sees. I know the silent battles, the muffled cries, the dreams you tried to bury but still breathe by my breath. You are not defined by applause, numbers, praise, or human recognition, but by who you choose to be when you are alone with your heart and my presence. The greatness within you grows in depth, not in appearance. It expands in sacrifice, in simple gestures, in obedience unseen. Every silent choice, every tear you turned into prayer, every act of kindness changed the spiritual atmosphere around you without your awareness. There is a weight of glory upon your life that no human eye could ever measure, and I, who formed you, tell you, nothing done in love is ever in vain. Comment, my essence comes from God, I live for His glory. When you thought I was silent, I was preparing you. When you believed I had forgotten you, I was shaping you, because I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. I did not lead you into the desert to destroy you, but to strengthen your identity, to heal your roots, and to teach you to recognize my voice above all other noise. My Holy Spirit led your steps into territories of your soul where you kept old memories, deep marks, and tears no one knew how to interpret, and it was there, in that hidden place, that I poured my oil of restoration. You would not survive by your own strength, that is why I sustain you with mine. You would not advance by your own understanding, that is why I give you my wisdom. No pain was wasted, no tear fell without purpose, and no waiting season was empty. Soon, you will see that doors which closed early were protection and alignment. Rushing what is not ready would steal your fullness, so I say, trust, breathe, walk, because what I am preparing will be greater than anything you ever mourned. Comment: God's plans for me are perfect and full of hope. I know there were nights when you longed for answers and they did not come, moments when your heart cried for healing and it seemed distant like an unreachable horizon, but you do not live by what you feel, you live by what I promised you, and every one of my promises stands firm even when your eyes see no way out. As you waited, your faith became more precious than refined gold, because it was tested in the fire of uncertainty, shaped in the silence of your tears, and strengthened in a waiting that seemed endless. You were transformed from within, and that transformation cannot be reversed, because what I restore cannot be destroyed. Many did not understand your steps, some judged your silence, others misread your decisions, but I know your story, I know where I took you from, where I healed you, and where I am taking you. People see the outside of your path, but I see the inner landscape of your soul. I see the wars you fought alone, the giants you faced with fragile yet real faith. So today I affirm, you were not diminished, you were prepared, you were not rejected, you were reserved for something greater, something that carries my glory and the perfect fulfillment of my promise to you. Comment: I am being prepared by God for something greater. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. God sees my heart and honors my secret seeds. This truth reminds me that nothing I do in love, integrity, or obedience is ever overlooked by the Lord. There are moments when I choose what is right even when no one is watching, when I remain honest despite the cost, when I forgive while my soul is still healing. In those silent moments, God leans toward me and records every gesture as a spiritual seed planted in the soil of His purpose. He knows my deepest intentions, understands the tears that never fall publicly, and values the steps of righteousness I take when it would be easier to quit. The world may celebrate visible results, but heaven celebrates the hidden decisions of my heart, because they reveal who I am becoming. God honors the process no one sees, rewards the effort that no one applauds, and strengthens the faith that survives without recognition. So I keep walking with confidence, knowing that every spiritual seed will grow in its appointed time. The Lord is faithful to manifest everything I planted in faith, love, and obedience. Nothing is wasted when it is sown for Him. Phrase to comment on: the grace of God will open doors that no one can shut. The grace of God will open doors that no one can shut. I rest in this promise because what comes by grace does not depend on my influence, intelligence, or human strength. When God declares advancement over my life, no opposition, no injustice, and no circumstance can prevent it. Grace goes before me and speaks on my behalf. It places my name in conversations I know nothing about and creates opportunities one could never manufacture alone. I do not need to force my way in, compete for space, or prove my worth to anyone. Where grace leads, access is granted by heaven's authority. These open doors are not based on merit, but on God's faithfulness and His covenant with me. That is why I move forward with confidence, unafraid of the future, knowing that what belongs to me by spiritual inheritance will come at the perfect time. Some may try to understand, others may question, but everyone will see that it was not luck, it was grace. And if God opens, no one closes; if He establishes, no one can undo. My life is guided by divine favor, and every door aligned with my purpose will open. Phrase to comment on: the Lord supplies all my needs. The Lord supplies all my needs. This declaration strengthens my faith and reminds me that I will never be abandoned. God knows every detail of my life, what I need materially, but also what I need emotionally and spiritually. He knows when my strength is running low, when my heart is uncertain, and when my hope feels fragile. His provision meets me at each step, giving me exactly what is necessary. I may not see the entire path or have every answer, but I trust the one who promised that I would lack nothing. God's provision is not limited to visible resources. He can use people, unexpected opportunities, closed doors, and even former disappointments to supply what I need. His care is daily, like manna in the wilderness, renewed every morning. I guard my peace because it is a sacred gift placed within me by God Himself. It is not an emotion that drifts like a shadow, nor a comfort borrowed from circumstances. This peace is part of my divine inheritance, woven into my spirit by the one who knows the shape of my soul, the sound of my thoughts, and the hidden sorrows I never speak aloud. The world often rushes with noise, demands, and expectations, but the peace God gives me stands untouched by the storms around me. It is not fragile. It is not temporary. It is a steady river nourishing everything alive within me. When I defend this peace, I am not pushing the world away. I am embracing the presence of God at the center of my being. Through that presence, I am reminded that I am carried, guided, and deeply understood. I refuse to let chaos rewrite what God has spoken over my life. I preserve my peace because I am learning that I can love people without allowing their storms to sink my spirit. I have the right to care and to comfort, but I am not called to be consumed. I can walk with others in compassion without surrendering the sanctuary God has built within me. My voice does not have to join every argument, my heart does not have to absorb every wound, and my spirit does not have to dance with every fear that passes by. I am discovering that maturity is not measured by how much I endure, but by what I no longer permit to drain me. When my soul is tired, I may rest. When my heart feels overwhelmed, I may step back. When something threatens the calm God has cultivated within me, I have permission to say no, not out of selfishness, but out of obedience to the divine work happening inside me. I am learning that boundaries can be holy, and protecting what God has entrusted to me is an act of worship. I guard my peace because not every battle is mine, and not every invitation to conflict deserves an answer. I do not need to prove my worth to anyone, for God Himself is my witness. I do not need to win every debate, defend every decision, or justify the path God has chosen for me. There is strength in silence when noise tries to provoke me, and wisdom in walking away from conversations meant only to steal my joy. I have learned that some storms are distractions, some challenges are traps, and some confrontations exist only to pull me away from the presence of God. My peace is a shield around my purpose. When I protect it, I can see more clearly where God is leading me. I can hear His guidance in stillness. I can discern what deserves my energy and what must be surrendered into His hands. The closer I walk with God, the less interested I become in defending myself to people who were never meant to understand my calling. I keep my peace because when I lose it, I begin to forget who I am and whose I am. Worry tries to rewrite my identity. Fear tries to shrink the promises spoken over my life. Anxiety tries to silence the voice of God. But peace calls me back. Peace reminds me that I am held. Peace brings me into alignment with truth. And so, I choose to turn my heart toward God whenever I feel my inner world trembling. I choose prayer instead of panic. I choose surrender instead of control. I choose trust instead of torment. God did not create me to carry every burden alone. When I feel overwhelmed, I am invited to release my circumstances into His care. I am allowed to breathe, to weep, to pause, to heal. Peace is not a reward for perfection. It is the gift of relationship with a God who loves me beyond understanding. I hold tightly to my peace because my purpose depends on it. God has placed a calling within me that requires clarity, depth, and spiritual focus. I cannot move in wisdom if my mind is clouded by chaos. I cannot pour out love if my spirit is constantly depleted. I cannot speak life if I am drowning in noise. My peace is the soil where my faith grows, where my creativity awakens, where the dreams God planted in me begin to unfold. When I remain in peace, I become a vessel ready for divine use. I can speak with tenderness, lead with compassion, create with freedom, and walk in strength. I do not need to rush. I do not need to strive. What belongs to me will come in God's timing. Peace teaches me that God is not only with me in the destination, but also in the becoming. I protect my peace because rest is a holy act. God Himself invites me to lie down in still waters, to sit beneath His wings, to enter the quiet of His presence. Rest is not laziness. Rest is reverence. It is the acknowledgement that I am not sustained by my own strength, but by the breath of God within me. When I allow myself to slow down, I am allowing God to restore what the world has drained from me. I am giving Him room to mend the places I did not realize were breaking, to revive prayers I thought were forgotten, and to speak direction into areas where I felt lost. In rest, my spirit is rebuilt. In quiet, I remember, I am not fighting for victory, I am fighting from victory. God has already gone before me, and peace is the evidence that I trust Him even when I cannot yet see the outcome. I protect my peace because it is a reflection of my trust in the One who gives it. What God has placed within me is too valuable to abandon in the presence of pressure, voices, or fear. My peace is sacred. My peace is holy. My peace is a testimony that God is here, alive in my breath, steady in my thoughts, and present in every step I take. I will not let problems steal what prayer has built. I will not let fear touch what faith has strengthened. I will not allow anything, no circumstance, no disappointment, no shadow, to take from me what God has given. With every choice to remain calm, I am declaring, God is for me, God is with me, God is within me. And because my peace comes from Him, it cannot be taken by anything outside of Him. I will walk in this truth. I will live in this truth. I will breathe in this truth. My peace belongs to God, and in Him it will remain. My beloved child, come close and listen with the quiet places of your soul, for I am speaking to you in ways the world may never fully understand. Long before you searched for direction, I placed within you a guidance that does not fail, a voice so gentle that it does not shout, and yet so sure that nothing can silence it. You have felt it in moments where logic could not lead you, when confusion surrounded you, and yet, mysteriously, you sensed a soft insistence, a beckoning toward what you could not yet name. That voice is not an illusion, not a product of fear nor imagination. It is mine. I do not ask that you understand every instruction before you step forward. I am not shaping you for a life defined by applause or outward recognition. True purpose is not validated by human approval, nor measured in the eyes that see you. Purpose is shaped within, where your intentions and your sincerity become seeds I can multiply. You do not need to arrive with perfection. Bring me your hesitation, your trembling yes, your limited understanding, and I will breathe life into what seems small. I see the questions you carry in private, questions about your worth, your belonging, your path. I tell you now, you are not an accident wandering through existence. You are held, known, and guided. I am the one who called you, and I never call without meaning to see you flourish. There are days when you wonder if you are falling behind, when it appears others move with clarity while you navigate through shadows. Do not compare your journey to theirs. You are not meant to conform to their pace, nor to adopt the patterns of their becoming. I have designed a rhythm for you, a sacred timing that does not fail. When you release the burden of proving yourself, you will discover that your role in this life has never depended on competition, but on alignment. Alignment with me. With what is true, eternal, and deeply rooted within you. Trust the way inspiration returns to you, again and again, even after disappointment tries to silence it. When an idea revisits your heart, when a longing refuses to fade, when a whisper of possibility appears before you, consider that it may be the echo of what I have already spoken over your life. You are not late. You are in the unfolding. I am shaping within you a maturity that will sustain what I am preparing. Every time you choose faithfulness over convenience, compassion over bitterness, integrity over comfort, you are stepping deeper into who you really are. Do not underestimate the impact of the small decisions that no one sees. They are not small to me. They build foundations capable of carrying the weight of your calling. You are learning the language of my leading, and though it may feel unfamiliar, it is awakening a wisdom you have carried since the moment I dreamed you into existence. When you feel uncertain, do not assume that I have withdrawn. Sometimes I guide you not by a visible path, but by removing a path that is not meant to hold you. At times I will nudge your spirit gently, like a breeze that changes your direction without force. At other times I will close doors that once appeared promising, and though confusion may rise, I ask you to trust that I close nothing without purpose. There are seasons when instruction comes through opportunities, and others when it arrives through stillness and waiting. And yes, there are moments when trials become a classroom for the soul, not because I delight in your pain, but because I see treasures inside you that can only emerge through refinement. When people question your journey, you may feel alone, but you are never walking without my hand steadying you. Every step you make toward what is true, even when your legs tremble, is a step I honor. I have never required you to be unbreakable. I ask only that you remain open, willing, and sincere. Let me exchange the weight you carry for a strength not rooted in striving, but in communion with me. I know the places within you where doubt lingers like a shadow. I know the nights where sleep does not come because your mind is filled with questions about your future, your purpose, your place in this vast world. Hear me, you are not an afterthought in my creation. You were not formed to simply survive, nor to shrink yourself to fit into spaces too small for the magnitude of what I have placed within you. The talents you carry are not accidents. Your compassion is not a weakness. The depth of your feelings is not a flaw. These are signs of the calling woven into your design. You were shaped with intention, sculpted by hands that do not make mistakes. And while others may fail to recognize the brilliance within you, I see it clearly. Even when you question whether you are useful or significant, I see the seeds of transformation you carry. Through you, I continue to reveal my faithfulness, my healing, my restoration. Walk with me not as a stranger to your value, but as one who knows you are cherished beyond measure. There will be moments in your journey when familiar places no longer feel like home, when what once comforted you now feels confining, and you cannot explain why your heart is urging you to move, to explore, to expand beyond what you have known. Do not ignore that shift. When I prepare to lead you into a new season, I often loosen your roots from the soil that can no longer nourish you. You may feel the disorientation of change, the tension between longing for growth and fearing the unknown, but I am in that tension with you. I am not merely guiding you from a distance. I am beside you, within you, and ahead of you, preparing the ground on which your next steps will fall. Pay attention to the way your spirit awakens when you encounter certain truths. Notice how some conversations lift your vision. Notice how ideas arrive at unexpected moments, how the right words find you just when you are ready to hear them. These are not accidents. They are signals, woven into your days with intention and care. I am teaching you how to see beyond coincidence and into meaning. Sometimes I speak through what stirs your heart so deeply that tears rise without warning. Sometimes I speak through a thought that returns to you persistently, refusing to be dismissed. Sometimes I speak through a sudden clarity in the middle of ordinary moments. You have wondered if these glimpses are real, and I tell you now, they are. I am guiding you, sometimes like a whisper, sometimes like a force that changes the course of your life, but always with purpose. I am not shaping you for a life of confusion, but for a life of alignment, where your inner knowing and your outer steps become one. You were made to walk not in circles, but in progression. You were made to rise, again and again, until you recognize that what you once called instability was actually transformation. When you feel something awakening within you, an idea, a dream, a longing, do not dismiss it out of fear. Lean closer instead. Ask me to reveal what is waiting to unfold. I will not leave you without guidance. I will not abandon the work I began within you. I am patient with your becoming, and I ask that you show yourself the same patience. My child, you were not meant to live small. You were not created to apologize for your light, nor to retreat so others may feel more comfortable in your presence. I did not breathe life into you so that you could hide. You carry a sacred design, and while you have not yet seen all that you will become, every day is part of your unveiling. Rise not because you feel ready, but because I have called you. Stand not because you possess perfect confidence, but because your identity is rooted in a truth that cannot be taken from you. Refuse to shrink when I have destined you to grow. Refuse to give up when your spirit knows there is more. You are not here by chance. You are here with purpose written into every breath, every moment, every step. You are set apart, not in arrogance, but in alignment with the love that formed you. When you pause and wonder if there is more, that question itself is my invitation. Step forward. Trust what I am awakening within you. Live as if you truly believe that you are guided, cherished, and chosen. For indeed, you are. I want you to hear me clearly, my beloved child. Every feeling you perceive, every whisper within your heart, is not merely imagination or fleeting thought. It is the echo of something far greater that I planted within you long before you entered this world. That seed, that intrinsic longing, has never been lost. It has only been waiting for the right moments to awaken. Now it is emerging, stretching, and stepping into the light of its own understanding. There are moments when clarity arrives suddenly, like sunlight piercing a darkened room, and moments when it seems elusive, hidden beneath the clutter of confusion. Both are necessary, for they teach you patience and resilience, the value of discerning my presence not only in triumphs and joy but also within the silent, difficult periods when answers are not readily apparent. Each challenge, each obstacle, each moment that appears to halt your progress is carefully orchestrated for your protection and growth. When you have felt abandoned or unheard, it was not absence but safeguarding. I am always near, guiding the currents of your journey with hands both firm and tender. You will encounter people along the way whose presence will leave indelible marks on your spirit. Some are meant to stay for seasons, others are meant to pass through, opening doors within you that you may not have discovered otherwise. Their departures are not rejections, my child, nor are they reflections of failure. They are milestones that indicate completion, moments that mark the evolution of your heart and the expansion of your understanding. Even the pain they leave behind is purposeful, meant to be woven into your growth, transformed into wisdom, resilience, and a deeper capacity to love. The paths you walk are not haphazard. They are shaped by a love so profound that every step, every pause, every stumble carries significance beyond what your eyes can see. Do not doubt the desires that stir within your soul, for they are not idle or meaningless. They are the compass I placed inside you, pointing toward the life I designed for you, full of intention, purpose, and love. You may question, as many do, whether these longings are simply illusions, fleeting fantasies born of hope or fear, but they are far more than that. They are the blueprints of your destiny, inscribed deeply into your being. When you feel discomfort, restlessness, or unease, it is not a flaw or error, it is guidance. It is the gentle tug of my spirit, reminding you to return to your true path, to live fully aligned with the essence I breathed into you. Your path is not meant to mimic another's or follow a standard of success measured by others. Some awaken suddenly, with a clarity that is blinding in its brilliance, while others uncover their path gradually, like the dawn rising slowly but inevitably over a quiet landscape. Both journeys are valid, both perfect in their own timing. Trust in your own pace, my child, and in the wisdom embedded in your heart. I do not demand that you see the entirety of the path ahead, only that you take the next step with faith, the next movement forward with courage, trusting that each choice you make in alignment with your inner truth carries immense power and significance. Your intuition, that inner knowing, is far more than a mere thought or feeling. It is the direct channel through which my guidance flows, a sacred connection that transcends logic and circumstance. You may recognize it in the persistence of a vision, the repeated appearance of an idea, or the quiet insistence of a feeling that refuses to be ignored. It may feel like your own inner voice, but it is infused with a depth and clarity that surpasses ordinary understanding. When something aligns with your true purpose, it feels effortless, expansive, and vibrant. When something is not meant for you, it will feel heavy, exhausting, and discordant. Learn to read the signs, to discern the subtle currents of energy that indicate the flow of life I have arranged for you. The world may tempt you to chase what glitters or to follow paths that appear successful in the eyes of others, but such pursuits will never satisfy the deeper longing I placed within you. Look for the sensation of peace, the quiet resonance of alignment with your inner self, for it is there that you will recognize my hand at work. Trust that this guidance is sufficient. You do not need to control all outcomes or foresee every twist and turn. My presence ensures that you are exactly where you are meant to be, and every step you take in faith brings you closer to the fullness of your design. The journey you walk is uniquely yours, and it is sacred. Comparison to others diminishes the richness of the experience I have crafted for you. There is no uniform measure of success, no single path that defines fulfillment. Each life unfolds according to the soul I created and the lessons it must embrace. I do not call you to simply imitate or echo what others have accomplished. Instead, I call you to inhabit the path I have prepared, to honor the unfolding of your gifts, your insights, and your heart's deepest desires. Even moments of failure, frustration, or seeming stagnation carry profound meaning. They are opportunities to deepen your understanding, to refine your discernment, and to cultivate resilience. I am present within every challenge, every moment of questioning, every pause in progress. There is no experience devoid of my attention, no pain unobserved. Even when life appears chaotic, when the external world presses in with noise and distraction, my presence is steady, unwavering, and available to guide you with a gentle hand. I am the light within your light, the unseen companion who walks beside you in every trial and triumph. Understand, my beloved, that the ultimate value lies not in reaching a specific outcome but in the intimate journey we share together. The treasure is not in the destination but in the choices you make each day to live in alignment with truth, to act with courage, to embody compassion, and to extend love when it is easiest to withhold it. Every act of kindness, every moment of patience, every time you choose understanding over judgment, you participate in the manifestation of my light in the world. You are a vessel, a conduit for this light, capable of transforming not only your own life but the lives of those around you. Opportunities, moments of clarity, and experiences of joy will arise as a result of this alignment, and you will come to recognize them as markers of my active involvement in your life. Do not overlook these tokens of guidance and love, for they are not accidental, they are deliberate, carefully placed reminders of my presence and care. Cherish them, store them within your heart, and return to them whenever doubt or fear clouds your vision. These are the proofs of your connection to me, the reassurance that you are never alone, and that your journey is neither random nor without meaning. Let your light flow freely, my precious one. Do not hesitate to share your gifts, your insights, your compassion, and your strength with the world. In doing so, you become an extension of my love, offering solace and encouragement to others who seek guidance or hope. Life will present moments that seem coincidental, yet they are orchestrated with precise timing, arranged to offer insight, healing, or direction at exactly the right moment. Pay attention, my child, to these synchronizations, these gentle confirmations, and allow them to reinforce your trust in the process I have designed. Even in the midst of uncertainty, even when obstacles loom large, remain steadfast in your faith and in the recognition of my guiding hand. You are never solitary, never abandoned, and every step forward, however small it may appear, carries the weight of purpose and the promise of growth. The journey is yours, the guidance is ongoing, and the life you are living is the perfect unfolding of all that I intended. Embrace it, cherish it, and walk with courage, for you are profoundly loved and immeasurably significant in the tapestry of creation. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.